Hello, everyone. First week of the playoffs in the books. Not. I don't think there was any. I don't think there was any major upsets at all. Not that I think that there would be. There wasn't really a game last week that would have been a major upset if it had gone either particular way. To be honest. There's probably a couple this week that will be if it was to happen, but is definitely possible. So I'll just touch on the winners from last week, and just congrats to. We'll start at the top. Congrats to Robbie, Detroit Wolverines, Perry with his Washington Redskins, Dave Malone with the New York Cardex, Chris Anderson with the Miami Seahawks, myself, Racine Legion, and what do we got down there? Sean Bassett with the Rochester Jeffersons, and Caleb with the Buffalo Bison, and the Chicago Cardinals to Mike Matheny. So, well done for last week, advancing to the next stage. This week's playoffs. I really wanted to do as an in-depth write-up as I did last week, but I just have not had the time. So, just want to touch on the games. So. I wanted this to be in order, but it doesn't want to be in order. It will be if I turn around. It will be if I can make that the game of the week. Where are we? Fantasy previews. Make this the game of the week. That should drop everything in order. It does. Beautiful. All right. Wow. So, looking at his first game. So, Detroit Wolverines, which would have been the number 4 seed, yeah. Number 4 seed going up against the number 2 seed, Staten Island Stapletons. One glaring issue I see here right now, Robbie, you need a kicker, my friend. This is not the time of the year to be fucking around with playing a kicker on a bye. You want to at least have a chance to him kicking a point at least. So, yeah, you need to make that change. According to Fantasy Sharks, they've got this game extremely tight. Robbie's team definitely has some high-scoring upside to it. It was only a couple of weeks ago that Barkley scored bloody 70 points. So, yeah, if he gets anywhere near that. But by the same token, I think Sean's team's been probably top 5 in the league basically all season. And I would see it as an upset if Robbie was to win this matchup. It can happen, definitely, but Sean's team's just been so good all season. Now, I know we have had some games play already, and I'm not sure exactly how that's played out so far. Where are we? So, the games that have played already, 3 guys go for both teams. 3? Nah, it's because Robbie's got the bye-week kicker in there. It's saying that he's played already, but he hasn't. Yeah, so Josh Jacobs got nearly 30 points. Javon Bullard did nothing, 7 points. Amon-Ra had a quietish game. Tucker Kraft didn't have a bad game. Take 20 points out of your tight end every week. And Jared Goff had a pretty good solid game at 32 points. So Sean's definitely off to a good start. Far from unassailable though as far as Robbie's concerned. So yeah, there's plenty to go in that game for sure. I've already said I thought it'd be a bit of an upset if Sean lost here. So obviously I'd be tipping him to win, but yeah, anything can happen. So this is fantasy football. The Washington Redskins and the Brooklyn Lions. So the Redskins were the number 6 seed, and they knocked out the Chicago Tigers last week in a pretty close scoring game. I think there was only about 14 points in it or something. So I think, actually that's what I should have looked at on that first game. Wolverines and Stapletons. I'm sure they would have played earlier this season for sure. Where are we? Wolverines, Stapletons. So they have played each other once for a win in week 5 to the Wolverines. So yeah, there you go. It even says it in week 5, defeated by the Robbie Shalepi's Wolverines defeated the Stapletons by 11.35 points. So there you go. If I read the preview, it'd tell me everything I want to know anyway. Especially in the being only the first season of the league. So all right. So the Redskins got through last week. Get to face Jake Borich's number 1 seed in the Lambeau Conference at I think there was a point there probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago where Perry was actually getting ready to disassemble the team a little bit. He was kind of looking to the future. And then he got on a bit of a roll, won some games, and made the playoffs. Their one previous matchup this season was in week 10, and the Lions defeated the Redskins pretty comprehensively. 65.87 points was the margin. That all means sweet FA at this point. According to Fantasy Sharks, they actually prefer the Redskins team this week. Very interesting. For me, just going over the lineups, I could definitely see the Redskins springing an upset here. It'd be pretty crazy. It was the only 6 seed to win last week. No, it's not that the 6 seed thing means anything. If you've had a season where you've had a stack of injuries and just started to get a bit healthy towards the end of the year, he wouldn't have. He's had Puka missing for a lot of it. Adam Thielen was missing for most of it. So DJ Hawkinson was missing for most of it. So there's 3 pretty good players that he hasn't had access to for most of the season. So there's every reason to think that. Sorry if you can hear the birds; they are just going nuts. The sun's just come up here, and it's one of the Conyers is extremely happy to be seeing the sun. Apparently, I actually think I'm going to slightly lean to Perry springing an upset here. I don't think there's a lot in this game. Not at all, actually. See how things go. But yeah, I think Perry's definitely in with a shot at it. Only playing one quarterback is concerning. I don't know if he has any other quarterbacks that are even usable. So, yeah. All right. On to the Brown Conference. New York Cardex, who were the number, I want to say 3 seed, I think. Pretty sure they were the number 3 seed. Where are we? Yep, number 3 seed. Up against the Dayton Triangles, who finished the season as the number 2 seed. Now, the Triangles are obviously one of my teams. I said pretty early on I thought it was probably my worst team. I made a couple of moves that have improved the offense a bit. And the team actually performed quite well during the entire season. So they had a really bad last. I think it was the last week or the week before. I can't remember. It was a bad week. Two teams have only played each other once this season. It was the Triangles triumphant on that point, at winning by 15.79 points. And in all honesty, I think this game will be pretty tight. I actually think the Cardex are one of the are up there with the better teams in the league, to be honest. And I don't rate my Dayton Triangles anywhere near that level. So for that reason alone, I think the Cardex will take care of the Triangles this week. I just think they're a better team personally. And yeah, I don't have any biases to my teams at all. I said if I think they're a good team, I'll say that I think they're a good team. But I don't think Triangles are a good team. They got some solid players, but they're not. They are not a chance to win the league at all. Whereas I actually think if things went right, the Cardex are dangerous. So for that reason, I'm picking the Cardex to win the game. Looks like everyone's got their lineup set to not have a bye week this week. Yeah. Oh, God. This is going to be a tough game, too. The 4 seed, I think they were. Where are we? Yep, 4 seed. So the 4th seeded Miami Seahawks up against the number 1 seeded Dallas Texans. Tough matchup, this. Chris's team, the Seahawks, has been scoring quite well of late. Actually, what I didn't do. I'll go back through and have a look at the games afterwards. I know I did that on the first one. So, yeah, they've been scoring really well. And definitely have the firepower to knock the Texans out of the playoffs this week. Now, they have played... No, they would have played more than once. Pretty sure they would have played a couple of times this year. Oh, God, I can never think of... That's what I'm looking for. So, Dallas, Texas. Oh, so they're actually 0-2 against the Texans this year, the Seahawks. The last one must have been back in week 9. Very close score, though, 15.75. So, very hard to beat a team 3 times in a year. Which is another thing going against the Texans here. Coming off the bye week for the Texans, and as according to Fantasy Sharks, they've got the Seahawks winning, and I will probably slightly lean to... No, I'm gonna give it to the Texans. I think they managed to hold on, keep their number one seed, and move into the next week of the playoffs to the conference championship games. But I think it's going to be an extremely tight game. So we'll be interesting to see how that goes. And I haven't looked at the live scoring so far, so I'm not sure where this game currently sits. All right. Off to the Lombardi Conference. The number 3 seed, Racine Legion, up against the number 2 seed. Number 2 seed, Hartford Blues. Have we played? So, there was one matchup back in week 12. The Legion against the Blues. The Legion won by 128.6 points. Pretty big win there. I'd highlighted previously that I think Spirits Blues were rated out as the worst team to make the playoffs. They had the worst, I think it was the worst all-play record. Yet somehow managed to win the division. I didn't think it was possible under this format, but apparently it was. And I mean, their all-play record, and I think their all-play record finished 8th or 9th in the entire conference. So they wouldn't have even been a playoff team, let alone won the division. So, but in saying that, I look at Spirit's team and he's got some good players there. So, is it a bad team? No, it's not a bad team. But I've said this before. I said Racine is my best team, and it is my only chance, in my opinion, at having any chance of winning this league. It's pretty strong right from top to bottom. Offense is really good. I don't know. Yeah, look, I believe they'll win this week. I believe Racine can win again. I think it says a 4-game winning streak, but I think the 4-game winning streak was actually heading into last week. I'm not sure now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was actually. I'm pretty sure last week was a 4-game winning streak. So this was the issue. I said you've just got to get on a roll and actually just keep winning games. Scored high 400s again last week, which is what you want. So that's going to win you more times and win more than they lose. That's for sure. So I'll tip the Legion. I think the Blues have done well to get where they did. But they've definitely got players that can make this a very difficult matchup. So now, Rochester Jeffersons and the Boston Redskins. Jeffersons won through last week. They were the number 4 seed, actually. I'm pretty sure the 5 and 6 seeds both got knocked out. So, and the Boston Redskins finished the season with one of the, I think it was, if it wasn't the best record in the league, it was equal best anyway. So, they would have only played once this season. The Boston Redskins beat the Jeffersons by 22.04 points in week 2. So, a long time ago. A lot of things have changed since then. Wow. The Jefferson's quarterback situation. Mac Jones and Bryce Young this week. I doubt anyone would have picked that somebody would be in the playoffs starting those two this week. So good luck with that. Bryce Young has been playing really well of late. And Mac played all right last week, I think, off memory. So, he come in after, what's his name? Trevor Lawrence got hurt. So, anyway. That's Brock Bowers has been sensational for Jeffersons and whoever else has had him too. So, he's had an amazing rookie season. Jefferson scored a crap ton of points last week. It was near 500. It was like 495 points. A repeat of that, and they will move past here. They will win this game, I think. I just don't know if they've got a repeat of that in them. They've scored pretty well the last couple of weeks. There are a couple of good young receivers there. For the Redskins, been pretty consistent all season long. Yeah, I don't know. According to Fantasy Sharks, they got the Redskins as a small favourite. I'll lean to that. I'll give the nod to the Redskins, but it won't shock me. It's that Schornstein's definitely showing the ability to score big points pretty quickly, pretty consistently this season. So definitely, and has done it the last 2 weeks when it's been needed. Not necessarily needed the week before, actually. So, but he won a pretty damn high scoring matchup up against the Steamrollers last week. So, I think Steamrollers were probably one of the unlucky playoff teams to lose last week. I'll lead to the Redskins, but not not by a lot. So, all right, last conference, the Hallis Conference, the Buffalo Bison and the Hammond Pros. So I think the Bison were the number 3 seed. Yep, number 3 seed up against the number 2 seed Hammond Pros. Yeah, I actually put a line up in for Hammond last week, and it scored quite well. But looking at this, the Bison need to make a lot of changes there. Yeah, I can't make any predictions out of that because they got a lot of guys sitting there on bye weeks that need to be moved in and out. It was a tight game and one and only matchup this season. The Pros managed to beat the Bison by 8.82 points. I think this will be equally as close this week, to be honest. I've got to imagine the Bison have a decent amount of other players that they can insert into the lineup. This is where that Week 14 bye was always going to be an issue, though. Extremely tough having that many teams on a bye at this time of the season. Right smack bang in the middle of our playoffs. So I'm actually going to lean to the Pros here. I think they can push through to the conference championship game, but not with any amount of confidence. I mean, the Bison definitely have a good enough team. I think it'll be a really close matchup, this one. Last game, and this is probably the opponent the LA Dons were hoping not to run into this week. Chicago Cardinals were the number 4 seed in the playoffs. And obviously the Dons have actually been probably the best team in the league basically all year. This is an extremely tough matchup for them. This is one of a very small amount of teams, I think, that give them danger of losing losing a playoff game. Now, they would have only met. They're in different divisions. Yeah, they would have only met once. It was week 1, 94.12 point. But I mean, it's a long time ago now. A lot of things have changed. Cardinals definitely have some dangerous players offensively. Defense, I don't know. They haven't got a bad defense, but it's certainly not to the level that the Dons have. Well, I think the Dons might also be struggling a bit with the Week 14 bye this week too. So it's just some players on defense there that I thought they had some higher tiered options. I'm assuming the bye weeks caused a bit of an issue there. Who knows? I'm not going through everyone's team, submitting a lineup for them to see what it looks like. Look, Cardinals are dangerous, but the Dons, like I said, they've been the best team all season. And I'll lean to the Dons holding their number one seed and going through to the conference championship game. But according to Fantasy Sharks, they actually like the Cardinals better. But we'll see. So this should be a really good matchup. All right, let's just have a look quickly over. It's on one of these. All right. So I've already touched on the Wolverine Stapletons. The Redskins and the Lions have had one player go each. Kirby Joseph didn't do a great deal, 11.66 points, and Brian Branch probably saved his worst game of the season. For this week, I reckon it's his worst game. No, he had one worse. There you go. Yeah, have a look at the two teams it was. I don't know. He's had a couple of... Actually, he's been a bit quiet the last few weeks. Strange that the Packers matchup was his worst. Probably his worst back-to-back matchup. Oh, worst two matchups he's had all season. So, in there anyway. So, yeah, still a lot to go there. Dayton, 2 players go, yuck, up against the Cardex. Oh, one's a kicker. So, and Brian Branch, who, once again, we just spoke about. Brian, that's not too bad. I mean, if you can get somewhere near that sort of area for your kicker, 12 points, I'll take that. That's fine. All right. So far, the Seahawks and the Texans. A bit of a lead there for the Texans early, but 4 players gone and 3 gone for the Seahawks. So Seahawks had Josh Jacobs go, Sam Laporta, and Terran Arnold, who didn't do basically anything. And Jordan Love, who I thought was pretty average, to be honest. Jack Campbell, Quay Walker, and Colton Davis. So no massive scores at all there. Still a long way to go in that game. Not a great start for the Legion, but once again, one of them was a kicker. Then we got Carlton Davis and Jameer Gibbs. Gibbs had a solid game without being amazing. And Hartford Blues have yet to have anyone play, so being 50 down with 3 players off, probably not a bad start for the Blues there. You'd take that. All right. The Jeffersons have had 3 guys go and not a lot of points. Amon Ra didn't have a great game. Brenton Cox, basically nothing. Xavier McKinney had a solid game. And for the Redskins, only Dave Montgomery, who had a pretty solid game. So, yeah, not much has happened there. Oh, yeah, I can't. What does he had play? McKinney and Gibbs, by the look of it. Yeah, so there's only been 2 players play for the Bison and 1 player play for the Hammond Pros. So 21 points from Jameson Williams for me. Gibbs got 23.64 and Xavier McKinney 17.48. So, yeah, not much has happened there. And last team, the LA Dons and the Cardinals. So the Cardinals have had no one play. The Dons have had Jordan Love, who, once again, was just pretty average. Sam Laporta and Carlton Davis. So, no one put much up in that Thursday night football game. So, if you didn't have a player in it, or you had only one go and got some solid points out of it, it was probably a win. Good luck, guys. It's going to be a pretty tight week, I'd say. So Yep. Good luck, and hope you. Hope we can all at least get our guys start and finish games. So, see you next week.